Our neighbors to the east also had a very closely watched race.
Wisconsin's governor election is considered one of the most important races of the midterms, and Republican incumbent Governor Scott Walker beat out Mary Burke, the Democrat, there 53 to 47%. This was Walker's third election in just 2 years. He was first elected, it's actually over 4 years. He was first elected in 2010, then faced a recall election in 2012 after he moved to strip Wisconsin public workers of their collective bargaining rights. The win does keep Walker in the mix in the discussion for a potential 2016 Republican presidential bid.
Joining us now is political analyst Larry Jacobs to talk more about the impact of these wins. And a lot of people watching that race, but also a number of Senate races. Are we looking ahead now to 2016? The Republicans seem to have not just won, but won big in some of these races. Does that mean something moving forward?
Absolutely. Things are really teed up now for 16. And we've seen jockeying all during this campaign season. I think obviously Scott Walker, that's a big win. He'll be one of the front runners. But we're going to see, I think, in the Senate and then some of the other governors looking at a run 2016, obviously wide open because the Democrats are not going to have an incumbent running again.
We did see lower turnout in the exit polling yesterday anyway, from young people, from minorities, and that we don't know what will happen during a presidential year, right?
We've actually seen a pattern emerging where the so-called Democratic coalition of younger folks, minorities, tend to dip in the midterm election. There's a little less excitement, no president on the ticket, and then it surges a bit as you move into the presidential election year. So probably 2016, we're going to see that re-engagement.
Locally, District 8, we're all watching this, and honestly, I think last week it looked like Stuart Mills, from some of the polling, was going to pull this one out. But Rick Nolan, it's still so close. I mean, they have about 40 precincts out, but probably not enough to close about a 3,500 vote gap.
Yeah, I think that was one of those races that we followed closely, and it was a toss-up all along. The big news coming out of the 8th is this used to be a stronghold for the Democratic Party. Those days are over. This is clearly going to be a very competitive part of the state. And you take the 7th and the 8th district, and I think it's been a bit of a sea change from Democratic stronghold to now really being up for grabs.
So Governor Dayton, he's got his work now ahead of him, too. He has a newly controlled Republican House. What issues do we think are going to get tackled? What's going to get tabled?
Well, certainly there's going to be battles over the budget. Remember last time we had the Governor Dayton and a Republican legislature, we saw a government shutdown. Hope it doesn't come to that, but we will see battles over spending. Probably the area they're going to work hardest at will be on transportation. This is the governor's top issue going into the election. He talked about it a lot. The Republicans have now come out and said that's their top issue. So we may find some common ground there.
All right. Larry Jacobs, thanks so much.